All right. Some things you should know. Not you. You. No. I'm happy right now. I got to see my very attractive, sexy TA that I had in high school. I like visiting my high school once in a while to say hi to my old teachers. But the one I will never forget is Miss, I can't say her name, on YouTube. I don't want to. Anyways, it made me really happy today to get to see her. She's really cute. Yeah, ignore that thought I was having just a millisecond ago. Um, okay, never mind. Let's keep going. Some things old people should know, and I don't mean like 40, I mean 50 and above, about the world, about how things work, about how I function. We were in the car on the way home from my hometown, and my grandma's like, I want to buy soup for Grandpa so he gets better. Let me tell you something about soup. Actually, I'm just going to title this video Soup. Soup is one of the worst things you can have when you are sick. Why? Because there's at least in almost every soup, canned soup, one, there's poison from the can. I believe there's aluminum in the food you're eating. You're eating aluminum. It could be a different chemical. But one, that's just the start. It's funny on the can how they say saturated fat is good, bad for you. When it's already been proven, probably in 2007 or 2010, that saturated fat is actually good for you and trans fats are bad for you. If you see trans fats in something, it's bad for you. Got it? So I read the back. It has at least 800. One of the cans, she got two. One of them had 800 milligrams of salt, which is not good for you. My grandma's like, I thought you said salt was good for you. Salt is not good for you. Salt is good if you have natural raw salt and it's in water. It alleviates symptoms. It's a therapy, saltwater therapy. But if you have processed salt that they say isn't processed because they can lie on the can, because FDA, then you're going to get worse. Because that salt is what makes you bloated and fat. Sugar is what makes you really fat because sugar turns into trans fats. And I love it. I love it. How when you tell someone, a really, really fucking unfit person, when you tell them, this will make you healthy, this will help your health, then they're like, no, I don't want to do that. I like this better. Or the dumb fucks that say, I'm fine the way I am. I'm in denial. I love being fat. And then the jackasses who say, well, you're thin. It's genetic. I can't lose any weight. Look on YouTube for 5 fucking seconds of your life and see that there are lots of videos of fat people becoming thin through exercise. Ooh, exercise. Yeah. Maybe instead of complaining about your problems and thinking that you're perfect and being in denial, you should actually fix the problem. Oh my god, did I just use logic? Logic is what hurts feminists. And not feminists that care about women's rights, feminists that complain for attention, feminazis. But mostly what this video is about is how food, how people, the stupid people, especially the really stupid people, will look at food, especially if I'm with them, and they'll say, well, this has too much fat in it for me to eat. When someone says that, I want to stab them multiple times, rip their head off, and then poop in their mouth. Because that's what I see them as, a dumbass. But if you're open-minded, you want to listen, guess what? I'm going to tell you something. Sugar, a drug. Sugar is a drug. I don't know why people don't think sugar is a drug. A drug is known as a synthetic thing that man make. A man-made thing that changes your state of mind. That is the original definition of drug. I mean, really. It's like, oh, there's only 3 grams of sugar in this. And look at all the protein. The really stupid people will just say, look at all the protein. Protein. And they're like 500 pounds. It's like, it doesn't seem like it's working for you. If you're going to eat synthetic food, you have to exercise. Hell, even being a strong man, you'll still have health problems because you're eating processed shit all the time. Me, if I eat anything processed, I eat tons of vegetables and fruit with it. Bananas are usually the thing I don't eat. You want to know half the health problems on this planet are mental? Why do kids not start off with any health problems, yet once they're probably like 5 or 7, they pretty much are told by their parents, well, the only way we can fix this is going and getting you drugs from the medical industry. The food we eat and the way we think impacts our reality. I'm talking down to the stupid people that don't understand these words because their brains think too slowly. And you know what? Throughout my life, I've had fat friends all the time. But none of my fat friends have complained about being fat. They don't complain about it, being like, take down the skinny people because they're bad, because tears. No, they don't. I always had chill fat friends. Chill means that they were cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hold on. I'm just happy I got to see. Did I say her name in the beginning? Did I? 10 out of 10. I would date her. If she wanted to. I completely would. I found her attractive when I first started school in high school, and now I still do. Yes. But one problem. She is a Taurus. I could date a Taurus if we didn't see each other very much, but I already know Taurus somehow is a sign of love. But let's get past that. When I look at a can of soup, what do I see? What do I see? Oh, wait. Well, I see bullshit, but I mostly want to talk about mental. My dad, growing up, would say, "You're not really sick, it's mental." Did you know he was right? Growing up, all the time I would ignore that. He was completely 1000%, 1,000,000% correct. But then some asswipe will say, "Well, then how come I have asthma?" Well, let's see, because you've been told your whole life you have asthma. When you were a kid, you probably coughed a little bit, and over time, the doctors, your parents, have saying, "You need these drugs to fix the problem." You know, epilepsy is a brain problem. When I started listening to subliminal messages, like the things that change how your brain works. See, subliminal messages go into your subconscious, which controls who you entirely are. You can fucking change your skin color from subconscious rewiring. How do you do that? You go on Google, you type in subliminal messages, affirmations, and you find a huge ass list of things that will help you in a positive way, whether it's money, whether it's sex, whether it's love, whether it's changing your eye color. You can do it. But why didn't it work instantly? I listened to it, but my skin color didn't change. My eyes didn't change. Well, that's because you have to do it for about a year, consistently every day. You can't skip a day and then like listen to it 5 weeks later. No, the stupid people will do that. And I admit I was a stupid person. I did that. Hmm. I gotta hit it before I inject it into my veins. Get it? Like heroin. It's a syringe, and I'm hitting it. I never got why they did that. There's probably a reason, and I just don't know it. Um, my grandma said a really funny thing in the car. It's like no one listens. I'm like, so I say, well, they do listen to people they like because the worker gave her a receipt when she said no receipt. And then I said, well, she's programmed to give you a receipt. She goes throughout the day typing in on the register, opening and closing it, handing people money, receiving money, saying thank you, come again. She doesn't say thank you, come again. But you get what I mean. When you work in a convenience store for way too long, Rite Aid in particular, because that's where we went, that's where, when you are programmed to learn a certain thing and repeat it every day, that's the same thing as subliminals. You are learning a new thing and you're rewiring how you're trained. We are like dogs, and I am never taking that back. We are just like dogs. And you can do the same thing you do with a dog or a mouse to a human, and it will have the same effect. When you give a dog a treat, when it does something good, it acts better and good. When you hit a dog and give it a treat, it will be scared of getting a treat because your brain associates pain with food. Or you could be giving them food when they do a trick, when they act good, when they come to you. You get what I'm saying. With humans, you go to school, they hand you paper. You finish the paper. You turn it in, and they praise you with a grade. If you did bad, they give you an F, which doesn't mean anything to my subconscious. An F, is that because it's like further down the alphabet? Why don't you give me a G or a Z? Like, really? We're taught in this society to be praised when we do good in school. That's why people, I'm going to say 50s and before the 50s, are completely overly trained to think go to school, get a job, have kids. It's because the media tells you that. They say, this is the American way. You'll see a commercial on TV. Tell a vision. Tell you a vision. television. They'll show you a commercial of a wife, a husband, 2 kids, a dog, and a grill. And what is it selling? It's selling a grill. But what is it teaching you? It's like, oh, we're meant to have a wife, we're meant to have a husband, we're meant to have a dog, and a nice little house behind us. What does that do? It sets off expectations. What does that do? It puts stress on you because you want those things. But you're never going to get them because that's not reality. If you follow your own dreams, do what you love, you'll be in a happier mood, happier brain state, and you're more likely to get the money to buy that house because you're not sitting in a fucking cubicle, hating life, hating what you do, being annoyed, doing the same repetitious things, not learning anything, not going anywhere. You're not succeeding. You're failing. Just the truth. You're failing. You're failing at life. You need to get up, think about the things you love, and regardless if they don't pay you a lot, do them. I loved, since I was a little kid, making animations, drawing, doing art, making videos. What did I do? I started a YouTube account. I started a website. I started learning internet marketing so I could spread those things. I followed my dreams. Yet if you go to your family, they'll say, well, when are you going to get a house? When are you going to get a job? When are you going to... SEO, search engine optimization, and social media marketing is a job. Or else I wouldn't be stuck in the house, monitoring everything, looking at everything, checking the stats of everything. It's not like if you do not do exactly become a doctor or a dentist, it does not mean you're a weed-smoking freak that just sits on his ass and plays video games. I do have a job, and it involves my computer. I don't play video games because it's a waste of time when you could be following your dreams. It's a distraction, just like the new virtual reality. It's a distraction, just like drugs. It's a distraction. You have to realize these things, notice real reality, and fix your life. Because you think you have the perfect life, because you've been programmed your entire life to think that that's the only way to live. No, no. You can follow your dreams and live the way you actually want to. You live in a gay suburban neighborhood. When I say gay, it's derogatory. It means, I'm using it as an aggressive phrase. A gay little neighborhood where everyone's a little happy. It's like, we gotta go to the court meeting, and you live in a rich neighborhood and you're like, Becky doesn't like my flowers. We gotta change the flowers and make them better. Fuck you, Becky. I bet you're like really bitchy. Becky is just a bitchy name. Just that's why I picked it. I could see Becky as like a consultant or a person that sits at a desk and just like doesn't smile ever. Becky. Hey, let's use that dog as an example. Every night, my step-grandpa brings that dog in, puts it in the cage when it barks. So what is that doing every day, over and over and over again, when you are locking someone up if they bark? It is teaching the dog that you get attention from some kind of human being because the people who live with you are so heartless that they lock you in a cage. Think about that. If you ever see this video, Grandpa, think about that. The dog is learning to manipulate you for you to hold her for 5 seconds before you put her in a cage. The dog is controlling the human. Think of it that way. And a person would do the same thing. If a kid was a lab rat, he was born in a laboratory, just an example, and you would lock the kid up if they didn't do the right thing, then that kid would actually purposely do that because he or she would get attention from the source, the person, anything. People and dogs and animals are the same. They all have emotions. They're all able to be trained. A famous German scientist did a famous study a long, long time ago. Is when the rats pressed on the button, they would get food. So the rats learned to press on the button, and the other button zapped them. So what did it do? Over time, it programmed the rats to press the button. I'm teaching you guys things. I'm teaching you very useful information. Use it. There are some people who actually listen to other people and follow what they're saying, and there are some dumbasses that just think they're always right for the rest of eternity. I'm drinking a lot of water because every time you talk or run, or mostly just, I'm going to go with talking. Every time you talk, you lose water from your body. Water goes down. We are like 50 to 90% water. So we are made up of water. That's why you gain weight when you take creatine, because it's all storing the water in your body. So if you take creatine and you don't drink water, you are going to cramp up because your body's trying to store something. It doesn't have something. You drink a Coke, you're fucked. Because it's like, I can't store this. This isn't water. I don't take any supplements. The only supplements I will take that back, are brain supplements. Things that help my brain. Because your mind and your body are connected. I would rather be smart than strong. Yet I am strong because of the way I work out. And it's not at a gym. I originally started at a gym. Did not help. Didn't help. It gave me more of a drive to get stronger, but what really helps was my iron body conditioning. That's what first gave me muscles. Anyways, let's go back to the main point of this entire video. Soup. I'm going to teach you right now, and I'm going to stay on subject, of how to read a label correctly. 5 or 3 grams of fat, I mean sugar, is like probably this much in sugar. You're pretty much getting a spoon, taking 2 big scoops, and just putting the sugar in your mouth. That is how much sugar. When you drink a Coke or any kind of soda, you are putting about this mountain amount of sugar just into your body. When you drink a Monster, you're putting like this much sugar in your body. Picture it. This wide amount of sugar in your body. You are killing yourself. See, when I see a girl that I want to fall in love with, my eyes examine her. Is she healthy? What will my kids come out looking like? Will my kids be healthy? What birth defects does she have? What health defects does she have in her genes? That's all the things that run through my brain when I see a cute girl. I don't say, damn, you're hot. No, fuck that. I don't say that. I think, what does she eat? How does she take care of her body? Even if you work out, you can still be on death row and unhealthy. Working out doesn't automatically make you healthy. That's why I look at joggers and I laugh my dick off. Jogging does not make you healthy. Treadmills will actually put stress on your body and you will get fatter. Depending on your diet, because if you go on a paleo diet, paleo is the only diet, because I'm against diets, is the only diet that makes sense to me. This kind of makes sense. You're eating meat and vegetables and no carbs. You're getting really fucking fit without even working out. But working out helps a lot. You should work out. Everyone should. That's why the commune I want to create will have calisthenic bars everywhere. And I am going to create it. It does and will happen. I'm going to use the money I make from my YouTube videos, my websites, my blogs, everything. I'm going to use all that money to buy land in Oregon. Because land in Oregon currently is cheaper than here. I gotta stretch my armpits because they're sweaty. That's why I'm doing this. I'm not flexing my muscles or any bullshit like that. Sugar. I got off topic. I said I wouldn't. Sugar, we took care of that. When you see 1,200 grams of salt in soup, you avoid the soup. Because that much isn't good for you. No. Even if you make a soup at home and you buy the organic chicken broth, it still has about 300 milligrams of salt. See, what I do if I have candy or if I have something like that, I'll eat it and I won't really eat anything else. See, fasting, which I never could do before until I started sun gazing, because sun gives you solar radiation energy to your eyes, to your brain, which suppresses your appetite. The cool thing about me is I heal automatically. But let's get on with the fucking video, because we're almost at 30 minutes, and I wasn't expecting that. I want to get back to the point where I was saying how the media teaches us a certain way to live. I mean, I got past the ingredients of soup. We all know soup is bad for us, and we shouldn't give it to our kids when they're sick. We should encourage them to mentally think that they're better. Cold sicknesses, flus, they all have a thing in common. You can get rid of them mentally. Yeah. The problem with what my mom does, and I hope you watch this, Mom, so you understand. When you say, I think I'm getting sick, that retarded phrase, you are encouraging your subconscious, your reality, to become sick faster. When you say, I can't get sick, I don't get sick, you're encouraging your subconscious to tell your brain, you're not sick. What is your subconscious? It's this area of your brain. What is your conscious mind? It's this area of your brain. It is the back middle part of your brain. That is your subconscious. That is your digital filing cabinet of what you believe, how you live, how you act around certain people, Your frontal lobe is how you determine if you like someone. Your frontal lobe will go to your subconscious and scan through millions of faces that you've seen and identify the qualities you don't like and the qualities you do like and make a concentrated observation of the new person you've just met. And it does it faster than 3 seconds. That's why your subconscious is important. Frontal lobe relies on the subconscious. Subconscious relies on the frontal lobe. What you need to do is shrink your frontal lobe and make your subconscious bigger. Then you'll be more open-minded, because you'll easily accept information. The point of school is to, and teachers don't know this, the people who run the school system know this. We don't need school. We don't need it. What we need to know is creativity. We need to be taught creativity in school. Not just like a fucking art class or a Photoshop class. I'm talking the teachers are more creative, the teachers are more inspiring. I had the best math teacher. He was the nicest person on the planet. There were teachers I liked more than others. I need more water. So I'm going to end this video. Say goodbye to all of you sexy, sexy people. And if you've watched this long, I'm going to say like, rate, and subscribe. I always say rate. It's just, you know what I mean. Like, subscribe, comment, but mostly comment. I love seeing the weird YouTube comments. I love seeing them. I just laugh my ass off at them. So goodbye, everyone. I hope this information just like soaked into your subconscious. Yeah. Train your subconscious to learn new things, to have a better life. Do it. Because school sure won't. Unless you become a mathematician, then you need school because of that subject. It's actually a question I asked my teachers when I was younger in high school. I said, why are we learning this if we want something else as a job? Shouldn't we just learn? I asked my parents this too. They couldn't answer. They just said, because you need school. No, college makes money off of you by making you take prerequisites. You need to take this class before you take this class, because we can't just put you in this class and teach you all that information. That is a lie. You can go into anything and learn how to do it. It just depends on you wanting to accept it, to learn it. That, I don't think I could learn this. This looks too hard. That's your conscious mind being a prick. And that's what the people who run our country prey on. And I'm not talking about the president who is funded by the people who run the country. I'm talking about you, Rothschilds, and you, I don't know. I can't. Rothschilds and Rockefellers are the only ones that I can always remember. Bye. Boy.